You're over 60. You love your partner. But suddenly, your body no longer responds the way it used to. Desire comes and goes. Erections are unreliable or gone completely. And you start to wonder, is this just how things are now? You're not alone. Erectile dysfunction affects over 50% of men above age 60. But here's the part no one tells you. ED after 60 is not inevitable. And more importantly, it's reversible. I've spent the last 15 years treating men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, helping them restore natural sexual function without pills, injections, or surgery. So why haven't you heard this before? Because most doctors are trained to hand you a little blue pill and move on. But those pills only treat the symptom, not the root cause. And over time, they stop working. What you need is to understand what's really happening inside your body, and how to naturally rebuild what age has taken away. Hi, I'm Dr. Victor Hale, a specialist in urology and men's physiology. I work specifically with older adults to help them regain control over their sexual health naturally, safely, and sustainably. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 3 proven, science-backed steps to help you reverse erectile dysfunction, even if you haven't had a strong erection in years. These aren't magic tricks. They're real physiological solutions that address the exact mechanisms behind age-related ED. So if you're ready to feel confident again, if you want to rekindle intimacy without embarrassment or frustration, and if you're tired of feeling past your prime, then hit like, subscribe, and stay with me until the end, because this might just be the most important health video you watch this year. Let's begin with understanding why everything changes after 60. One of the most common things I hear from men over 60 is this: "Doctor, I still feel young in my mind, but my body just isn't cooperating anymore." And it's true. After 60, your body begins to operate under a completely different set of rules, especially when it comes to sexual performance. To understand why erectile dysfunction becomes so common in this stage of life, we need to look at 2 major biological systems that control erections: your hormones and your circulation. The testosterone decline. Testosterone is often called the male hormone, and for good reason. It's responsible for your libido, energy levels, muscle mass, mood, and of course your ability to achieve and maintain an erection. Testosterone naturally begins to decline around the age of 30, but the drop becomes more dramatic after 50. By the time most men reach 60, their levels may be 30–50% lower than in their youth. Some even fall into the clinically low category, known as hypogonadism. Why does this matter? Because testosterone is what tells your brain, "I'm in the mood," and it's what tells your body, "Let's respond." Low testosterone means low desire, low sensitivity, and poor erection quality. Worse, it can also affect your mental focus, sleep, and confidence, creating a vicious cycle that drags you down. The circulation problem. But hormones aren't the only issue. Erections are fundamentally a vascular process. They require strong blood flow into the penis and the ability to keep that blood trapped inside the erectile tissue. Here's the problem. As we age, our arteries become stiffer. Endothelial function, the health of the lining of your blood vessels, deteriorates, and nitric oxide production, which helps blood vessels relax, drops significantly. What does that mean? It means even if you're mentally aroused, your body can't deliver enough blood fast enough to create or maintain a firm erection. To make things worse, many men over 60 also struggle with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, or even early signs of heart disease, all of which further reduce circulation to the genitals. Think of it like a hose with weak water pressure and kinks in the line. You might be trying to water the garden, but nothing's getting through. A real case. Mr. H, age 67. Let me share a real case. I once treated a man named Mr. H. He was 67 years old, married for 35 years, and had quietly stopped being intimate with his wife for over a year. Not because he didn't love her, but because he was ashamed of his inability to perform. His testosterone was low, his blood pressure was high, he wasn't overweight, but he was sedentary. "I just thought it was normal," he told me. It wasn't. We began working on the root causes. Within 3 months, not only had he regained erectile function, but more importantly, he felt like himself again. more energized, more connected, more alive. Bottom line, if you're over 60 and struggling with ED, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to understand what's happening and do something about it. Because once you realize that low testosterone, weak circulation, and silent inflammation are at the heart of the problem, you can start taking targeted steps to reverse it. And that's exactly what we'll do next. But first, we need to talk about 3 hidden habits that make ED worse often without you even realizing it. When men over 60 come into my clinic complaining of erectile dysfunction, the first question they often ask is this just because I'm getting older? And while age does play a role, it's not the full story. In fact, many of the worst contributors to erectile dysfunction after 60 come from everyday habits, things most men never realize are harmful. These habits are so common, they're often mistaken for being harmless or even healthy. But the truth is, if you don't identify and change them, no supplement or medication will help for long. Let me walk you through 5 hidden enemies of your sexual performance that could be silently working against you every single day. Just 1 or 2 drinks to relax. The alcohol trap. After 60, your body metabolizes alcohol differently than when you were younger. The liver slows down, enzyme activity decreases, and alcohol lingers longer in your system. You may think a glass of wine helps you unwind, but the reality is alcohol is a testosterone suppressor and a vascular constrictor. It affects your endocrine system, lowering the production of luteinizing hormone, which in turn reduces testosterone. It also depresses the nervous system, blunting arousal signals. And it narrows your blood vessels, limiting the very circulation your erection depends on. Case example, Mr. T, age 65. Mr. T drank 2-3 beers each evening, believing it helped him sleep. But he started to notice weaker erections and no more spontaneous arousal. Blood work revealed a 30% reduction in testosterone compared to normal ranges. I asked him to cut out alcohol completely for 30 days. The result? Morning erections returned. Energy increased. Sleep improved dramatically. Alcohol isn't always the enemy. But after 60, even moderate drinking can sabotage your hormones and circulation. 2. Overly restrictive healthy diets, especially vegan or low-fat plans. There's a growing trend of plant-based, low-fat, and low-cholesterol diets among older adults, often to manage blood pressure, cholesterol, or weight. But there's a hidden risk. Testosterone production depends on fat and cholesterol. Your Leydig cells in the testes use cholesterol as the raw material to synthesize testosterone. Without it, hormone levels crash. Also, many plant-based diets are deficient in zinc, B12, and vitamin D, crucial for male sexual function. Case example, Mr. R, age 64. Mr. R went fully vegan for heart health. Within 3 months he experienced lower energy, depression, complete loss of libido. His testosterone dropped below 280 ng/dL, clinical hypogonadism. He had no idea that his healthy diet was starving his hormones. We reintroduced healthy animal fats, pasture-raised eggs, fatty fish, and a bit of organ meat along with zinc and B12. Within 6 weeks, his libido and confidence rebounded. The truth is, clean eating is good, but if it deprives your body of the building blocks of manhood, it will cost you your performance. 3. Hidden blood pressure drug side effects. Over 60% of men above 60 are on at least 1 blood pressure medication. What most don't realize is that some of these drugs, especially beta blockers and diuretics, can cause or worsen erectile dysfunction. Beta blockers blunt the nervous system and reduce sexual arousal signals. Diuretics can dehydrate the body and reduce blood volume, limiting the blood flow needed for an erection. Case example, Mr. L, age 70. Mr. L had been on atenolol, a beta blocker, for 10 years. His ED had worsened to the point of complete dysfunction. When we reviewed his medications, I suggested he speak to his cardiologist about alternatives. We switched to an ACE inhibitor that had fewer sexual side effects, and within 6 weeks, he reported partial erections, renewed sensitivity, more confidence initiating intimacy. Don't stop taking your medications, but do talk to your doctor. Many men are on drugs that impact their sex life without even knowing it. 4. Sleep deprivation and late-night screen time. Testosterone is primarily produced during deep sleep, especially during REM cycles. Men who get less than 6 hours of quality sleep per night often have 20–30% lower testosterone than those who sleep well. Worse, screen time before bed TV, phones, tablets disrupts melatonin and circadian rhythms. The result? Shallow sleep, lower hormone production, and poor erectile function. Case example: Mr. F, age 62. Mr. F worked late nights on his laptop and often scrolled through news or emails before bed. He reported, "No morning erections, low energy, difficulty focusing. We implemented a blue light cutoff after 9 p.m., added a 10-minute foot soak routine, and encouraged earlier sleep. After just 2 weeks, he felt more rested. Libido returned. Erections improved in frequency and quality. Sleep isn't just RES. 2. Sleep isn't just RES. When your body rebuilds hormones and restores vascular health. Woo. Sedentary living. I walk around the house, that's enough, right? Aging leads many men to become more sedentaryless resistance training. No cardio, long hours sitting. But this drastically reduces nitric oxide production, weakens pelvic muscles, and encourages insulin resistance, all of which damage erectile function. Exercise, on the other hand, boosts blood flow, testosterone, mood and confidence. Case example: Mr. B, age 68. He hadn't exercised in 10 years. When I introduced him to a 20-minute routine 3 times per week, including light resistance training and brisk walking, he saw remarkable improvements in just 1 month. Movement is medicine. A body in motion creates better blood flow, stronger erections, and sharper arousal. Let's recap. 5 silent killers of male performance. After 60. Habit: why it's harmful. Alcohol lowers testosterone, tightens blood vessels. Low-fat vegan diets starve testosterone and nutrient supply. BP medications block nerve signals and restrict blood flow. Poor sleep screens block hormone production during sleep. Inactivity weakens blood vessels, hormones, muscles. These habits may seem small, but they compound over time, and together they create a perfect storm for erectile dysfunction. But the good news is, once you become aware, you can take action. And with the right strategy, your body can recover even at 60, 70, or beyond. Up next, I'll walk you through 3 science-backed solutions, the exact steps I give my patients that can help reverse erectile dysfunction naturally. These steps are practical, powerful, and they work when done consistently. Let's dive into part 3. So far, we've uncovered the hidden reasons behind erectile dysfunction after 60 declining hormones, poor circulation, and everyday habits that quietly undermine your vitality. But now, let's shift gears. This is the part most men are waiting for. Doctor, what can I actually do to reverse this? The good news is, your body still has the capacity to recover. You just need to give it the right inputs. Below are 3 proven strategies I personally use with my patients. Simple, science-backed, and remarkably effective when practiced consistently. Let's dive in. Step 1. Eat uno Brazil nut every morning. At first glance, it sounds almost too simple. 1 Brazil nut? How could that possibly matter? But here's the science. Brazil nuts are the single richest natural source of selenium, a trace mineral that plays a critical role in testosterone production, sperm health, thyroid function, and antioxidant defense. Why selenium matters. Selenium is required for the proper function of Leydig cells, the cells in your testes, responsible for testosterone synthesis. It also supports glutathione, your body's master antioxidant, which protects your DNA and hormone-producing glands from oxidative stress. Low selenium levels are linked to decreased testosterone, infertility, fatigue, poor erection quality. Unfortunately, many older adults are selenium deficient, especially if they live in regions with low selenium soil or eat highly processed foods. Case study: Mr. D, age 63. Mr. D came to me with mild ED and general fatigue. His lab showed borderline low testosterone, about 320 ng/dl, and poor antioxidant status. I added 1 Brazil nut daily to his morning routine, alongside a few simple dietary improvements. By week 4, his morning erections returned. Energy improved. His wife even commented he looked sharper. He hadn't taken testosterone injections, just boosted his body's natural production. How to implement: eat 1 Brazil nut per day, preferably in the morning. Do not exceed 2-3 per day. Selenium is powerful, and too much can be toxic. Buy raw or dry roasted unsalted nuts from a reliable source. Store in the fridge to prevent rancidity. 1 nut, 60 seconds. But it could change your hormone profile in 30 days. Step 2. Do Kegel exercises. Yes, men too. You've heard of Kegels for women. But what most men don't know is that Kegel exercises are one of the most effective natural tools to improve erectile function and ejaculation control. They target your pelvic floor muscles, which support the bladder, bowel, and crucially help trap blood in the penis during an erection. The physiology behind it. The 2 most important muscles here are bulbocavernosus, helps pump blood into the penis and maintain rigidity. Ischiocavernosus, helps compress veins and prevent blood from leaving the penis. Over time, age, sitting, inactivity, and abdominal weight weaken these muscles, leading to poor erection quality, premature ejaculation, dribbling after urination. Kegel exercises restore tone and control to these critical structures. Case study: Mr. H, age 70. Mr. H had struggled with ED for over a year. He tried pills with limited success. I introduced him to a Kegel routine 3 times a day, every day. Within 5 weeks, his erections were firmer. He had better control during intimacy. His confidence soared. He called it the most unexpected solution that actually worked. How to perform Kegels for men. Step 1. Identify the muscle. Try to stop urination midstream. The muscle you use to do that is your pelvic floor. Step 2. The routine. Contract the muscle for 5 seconds. Release for 5 seconds. Do repetitions, 3 times per day. As you gain strength, progress to 10-second holds. Avoid using your glutes, thighs, or abs. Focus solely on the pelvic floor. You can do Kegels while seated, lying in bed, during commercials, even in traffic. Consistency is key. You may feel no change for a few weeks, but like any muscle, strength builds over time. Zero equipment, zero cost, maximum benefit. Step 3. Do a 10-minute warm foot soak with ginger and salt every night. This one surprises most men, but it's a favorite in traditional Eastern medicine and now supported by vascular science. A nightly warm foot soak boosts circulation, reduces stress, and helps regulate hormone, especially in men over 60. Why it works. Warm water causes vasodilation, opening capillaries in your feet and, by reflex, improves blood flow throughout the body, including the pelvis. Ginger is a natural vasodilator and anti-inflammatory, increasing nitric oxide production. Salt helps with grounding, reducing stress hormones, and promoting deep sleep. All 3 combine to lower cortisol, improve testosterone production, enhance erectile function. This isn't just about relaxation, it's about priming your vascular and hormonal systems for regeneration overnight. Case study: Mr. K, age 66. Mr. K suffered from cold feet, high stress, poor sleep, and lack of libido. I suggested a 10-minute foot soak with warm water, Epsom salt, and a few slices of fresh ginger each evening. After 3 weeks, he reported sleeping like he did in his 40s. His blood pressure dropped. His sexual function improved, even without changing medication. The ritual became sacred. He described it as giving my body permission to heal again. How to do it. Use a bucket or foot tub with warm, not hot water. Add 1 tablespoon of Epsom or sea salt, 0.35 slices of fresh ginger, or 1 teaspoon of powdered ginger. Soak both feet for 10-15 minutes, ideally before bed. Dry thoroughly and keep feet warm with socks or slippers. Avoid phone or television during this time. Use it to decompress mentally. A simple ritual that costs less than $1 a day yet can transform your vascular and hormone balance. Let's recap. Your 3-step recovery plan. Step: what it does, how to do it. 1. Brazil nut boosts testosterone. Improves sperm and hormone balance 1 nut in the morning, no more than 2 day. 2. Kegel exercises. Strengthens pelvic floor. Improves erection and control. 3x day 10 reps. Build up to 10 sec holds. SAN. Nightly foot soak enhances circulation. Lowers stress, improves sleep, and hormones. 10 mins, warm soak, plus salt, plus ginger before bed. Final thoughts. If you do just these 3 things for the next 30 days consistently, you will feel a shift. Maybe subtle at first. A little more energy. A return of morning erections. A deeper connection with your partner. Over time, the results build. I've seen men in their 70s completely transform their intimate lives not by relying on drugs, but by learning to work with their body, not against it. Erections are not just about sex. They're a reflection of your heart, your hormones, your circulation, your confidence. They're a sign of how well your entire system is working. And the best part? These steps are natural, safe, and within your control. Let's take a moment to reflect. If you're over 60 and dealing with erectile dysfunction, you are not broken, you are not alone, and most importantly, you are not out of options. In this video, we talked about the real root causes of ED after 60. ED, declining testosterone, elation, weakening circulation. ADA, silent habits that sabotage your performance. And we uncovered how certain everyday actions like alcohol, poor sleep, or over-restrictive diets can quietly steal your vitality. But we didn't stop there. You now have a clear 3-step plan to begin reversing ED naturally. Your 3 doctor-proven steps to reverse erectile dysfunction. 1. Eat 1 Brazil nut every morning. To boost selenium, support testosterone, and increase antioxidant protection. 2. Do Kegel exercises every day. To strengthen the pelvic muscles that control blood flow, firmness, and ejaculation. SAN. Take a nightly warm foot soak with salt and ginger. To open your blood vessels, lower stress hormones, and support healthy sleep and circulation. These steps may sound simple, but when practiced consistently, they form the foundation of true male vitality. You don't need to chase quick fixes. You need to support your body's ability to heal and perform, using natural strategies that work with your biology. After 60, performance is no longer automatic, it's intentional. But with intention comes power. I've seen these exact steps change lives, bring back intimacy in long-term marriages, restore confidence, and even reverse the need for medication in some cases. Now it's your turn. If this video taught you something valuable, hit the like button. Want more expert-backed content on men's health after 60? Subscribe now. AAG. And if you're ready to take action tonight, comment the number 1 below. I read every comment personally. Want my free guide? Click the link in the description to download your copy of 7 Testosterone-Boosting Foods for Men Over 60, absolutely free. And don't forget to watch the next video in this series, Why You Wake Up to Pee at Night After 60, and How to Fix It Naturally. Thanks for watching. Stay strong, stay curious, and remember, your age is just a number. Your health is your decision.